Literally sat here trying to get onto my laptop. Basically, I got this MacBook. If you hadn't already watched the last vlog, how dare you? And basically, ever since I got it, I've been able to use my fingerprint to get into it. Now, it just slapped me with your password is required to enable Touch ID. Sir, I do not know my password, and you're not giving me an option to reset it. Mint. Real mint, mate. I genuinely surprised myself. I'm just so smart. Joking, I'm really not. I got locked out my own MacBook and I haven't even had it for a week. But I've just ended up deep in MacBook fucking coding and somehow managed to get this sorted. So, check-in's about to go down. Check-ins are all finito. The time is 12:15. Team is killing it as usual. I'm gonna say it every YouTube video. It's because I'm stating objective facts. But, as you can see this morning, check-in was looking good, weighed in at 89.2, so we're getting on the heavier side of things. Now, again, I've noticed a little bit more fluff coming on, but again, you've got to embrace the fluff in the off-season, okay? Nobody who ever didn't get a little bit fluffy got ridiculously strong. Look at Eddie Hall. Now, I'm not trying to get to 180 kilos, don't get me wrong. But yeah, very happy with how stuff's going. Got legs today, very excited. Got a little nervous pit in my stomach because I've been working up the pendulum squat recently, and I think when I first started using the pendulum squat, after prep last year, I was using about 3 plates. Now I'm using 4 and a 15, potentially, depending on how stuff moves today, 5. If I hit 5 today for 3 or more reps, I'm a fucking happy man. So yeah, gotta go make myself some oats now, as usual. Again, psychological little crutch, mate. Gotta have oats before I go to the gym. And yeah, we're gonna then crack on from there. Devoured. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about in the last video, which I completely forgot to talk about just in general, was prep. I mean, actual timeline of prep and how things are going to work. Now, I know a lot of you on here actually came from my 2023 prep, which was a brutal one, to put it in the simplest form. 43 kilos lost, heavy duties. Now, in terms of a timeline for this prep, first of all, I don't actually know the shows. 2026 show dates have not come out yet, so I can't kind of start creating a planner / calendar for stuff. But it's looking like I'm going to be doing a pre-prep mid-summer to sort of, is it autumn? Yeah, 10 to 14 weeks pre-prep. Get me down to like high 70s, low 80s. Currently I'm at like 89.2, like I said. And then I will work my food up, reduce my cardio, get me in a good spot to do that final push for prep where it'll be about 15 weeks from now. So again, I always say to people, you have to have that itch. And again, if you ask me a year after, this is what I don't myself can't compete year on year round, is simply, first of all, I don't love the sport of stepping on stage enough long enough. I do it for the mental challenge. I love a mental challenge. I'll always say if I wasn't to do this, I'd be like an ultra marathon runner or something like that. And again, I'm never even going to write that off for future Drew. But again, it's one of those things. I've started to get this itch again to really challenge myself and really push myself at something. So again, I want that kind of to build up until I hit a threshold, and then hopefully that lines up when prep starts. And then I'll be a fucking unstoppable force, mate. Again, relentless, mate. When it comes to prep, your boy doesn't mess about. Yeah, we're gonna go hit legs now. Bit sore, because I did a bit of mobility work last night, just in my piriformis, when I did my cardio on my abs as well. So a little bit sore, but I'm hoping to get 5 plates on the pendulum today. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on it, but if it's there, I'm fucking taking it, like I said. So that'll be very, very exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna go get my car. I'm gonna stick you on my car rig so we can have a little waffle, mate. It's a very nice day in England. You know what I mean? I mean, recently it has been horrendous, and I've spoken on this channel before about how I find I personally get affected by the big old SD, seasonal depression, very much. But I'm sat here and I'm like, every time the sun comes out, I'm just like, fucking hell, life's great. I get this dopamine surge. I mean, I haven't been to another country in 2 weeks, and if you haven't noticed, and if you follow me on Instagram, I'm someone who is very fond of just hopping on a plane and fucking off somewhere, because quite frankly, I do find the English weather rather depressing a lot of the time. And again, I said to myself when I finished university that I would travel and I would do sort of stuff, and not your typical sort of travel of like Thailand and Bali and stuff like that, but I'm trying to think what countries I've been to since I finished uni. I went Spain, Greece, Ireland, Madeira, Morocco, Budapest, Poland, France. And again, it's one of those things, like, I know I always say it on this channel, but if you say you're gonna do something, people, fucking do it. Like, again, I don't feel comfortable when I do it, don't get me wrong. Like, I always feel like a right little imposter, but all I kind of say is, okay, why do you feel like an imposter, Drew? Because usually because I'm working abroad. And then I'm like, okay, well, if you're working abroad, Drew, make sure all your clients get a fucking extra good quality service. Like, and again, any clients watching this will know that usually when I'm abroad, they'll get their check-in earlier, and my responses will be actually more on time because I'm not spending time in a fucking car like I am right now driving to the gym, usually in traffic. So yeah, the urge is getting high. The urge is getting higher. I mean, I did almost book a flight to fucking Rio de Janeiro the other day because it was 600 quid return, and I was like, I can't pass up on that. But yeah, I could pass up on a 35-hour trip to Brazil. That would probably be a little bit tricky. But I mean, I could just sit in airports, sit in Porto Airport in Portugal, just being like, yeah, here's your check-in, mate. Like, that's the luxury I've got. So it's still something I want to do more of. And I feel like as I've ticked a little bit more through Europe, and these like little cities like Prague, Budapest, like bits in Poland, it's like I kind of am itching for that little bit more of a long haul, especially because I know in 2025 that realistically I'm not going to have as flexible of like a 6-month window. Pre-prep I can be a little bit more flexible, but like actual prep, you know, I don't fuck about, as I've said for like the 4th time today. But yeah, it's one of those ones. I think I spoke to a lot of people about this in terms of traveling in your 20s, and I've kind of got an overall consensus because it's like 50-50. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to travel before I get a 9 to 5, I settle down. And then the other half are very similar to me, where they're like, okay, instead of doing a big bulk of traveling before and then no traveling after, like slowly dissipate it into the months, or like 4 times a year. So yeah, so it's definitely an interesting take, because like the way I see it is, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and build this lifestyle which I want to quite frankly live, not a lifestyle which I have to fit everything in before I have to go there and go to, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, it's a really interesting one. Being 22 is weird, people. It's being real weird. Especially since moving out from uni, it's like nobody's telling me what to do. Like, luckily I'm self-employed. I have the fucking greatest job in the world in terms of flexibility. Is there days when I wake up and I go, fuck's sake, yeah. But I believe that with any job, you know what I mean? Like, I will always say this, like, in terms of finding a job you love, you've got to do one of 2 things. One, you find you're ridiculously fucking passionate about. Number 2, one thing you absolutely fucking are just clued up to the T on. Luckily for me, I've got both. Link in bio. But again, it's one of those things. If you do one of the 2, I mean, I would say you'll never work a day in your life. I don't believe that's true. I do think that you still will work a day in your life. But it's a real tricky one being in the 20s. It's like some people I know having kids already. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, fucking hell, I can barely take care of myself. Like, Jesus. So yeah, that's some food for thought. I don't know where that ramble came from, but it's a beautiful day regardless. I'm going to stick my headphones in and have a good gym session on. I've had a bit of a busy morning, a bit of a hectic head. I always do on Mondays, I find, just because I get so giddy about the week. I'm like, oh, it's Monday, it's going to be a great day. And then I'm like, fucking hell, I'm so overwhelmed with the amount of thoughts I've got in my head for the week that sometimes, and I'll be honest on it, I literally lay there, WhatsApp cleared, everything, and I was like, what do I do next? And I just lay down on my bed for 10 minutes, stuck a podcast on, and literally just focused on the podcast, because I find I can get quite overwhelmed otherwise. I'm about to go on a dual carriageway, so I want to end this, but I'm going to see you on the other side of this leg session, and let's hope that 5 leg pendulum moves. But otherwise, we've got a lot of calf work, because calves are at 15 sets a week, which is not good, bruv. Not good at all. So we're going to go from there, people.
Your boy got 3 reps. Now, I genuinely do think I would have got the 4th. I feel like I'm just happy I've touched that weight now. And again, sometimes it takes that. In the 4 to 7 rep range, getting a 3 rep. Next week, I'll be more confident, I'll be more composed. I'll get the 4. You know what I mean? But I'm happy I touched that weight now. Time to slowly pull back a little bit of weight now in terms of these back offs now, which are 2 7s, 10s. And then yeah, but overall, I'm quite happy. Would have been nice to get the 4, not gonna lie. But I do think I just misgrooved it and got a little bit giddy. But hey, at least I know it moves to more than one, and that's the exciting part, so yeah.
Leg session. Now, again, I would be saying I would be lying if I wasn't disappointed about not getting 4 reps because it was a 4 to 7 rep range. However, saying that, I just had a little look at the video. And again, that 3rd rep moved at like an RPE 7.5, maybe 7.5, 7.4. So again, I am very confident that it was just a misgroove. And as you can see in the last rep, like I kind of try and weirdly like drive up instead of kind of like with the machine. So yeah, I'm actually very confident. I'm very happy I actually moved. Again, I mean, 3 reps is better than 2 and 2 reps is better than 1. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been really enjoying that pendulum squat set like for a while, and again I've run it up since 3 plates, really making sure to get fucking real deep on it. Heavy pause. But yeah, basically I want to do my kind deed of the day and let this person go. Come on, there you go. I better get like an over the enthusiastic thank you now. Come on, give me a thank you. You're welcome, love. Yeah, no, very, very happy with how that leg session went. Again, my legs have grown substantially this off season, and that's something which I really wanted to kind of focus on. I'm going to whack it on the screen now, the difference between my legs when I finish prep after a fucking ruthless last like 3 weeks of prep where I probably lost a whole lot of muscle. And have a look now. And again, it's something, again, you're gonna have to bear with the fake tan, as you can see on the screen there. They've grown. And again, for my physique to actually stand out, a lot of it was in the hamstring region and calves, but I'd like to think they've grown as well. But a lot of it is just fucking having a bit of bottle, controlling into the lengthened range, especially on something like a pendulum, as you can see there, and getting fucking strong and fucking enjoying it, sticking a gnarly little audio on my ear. And yeah, I mean, I'm in a little bit of a funny relationship at the moment with quad extensions. I ran up a Life Fitness quad extension up to about stack plus 40, but that machine doesn't get to my quad very lengthened, which I kind of want. Not just being an optimal little nerd, but it's something I'd quite enjoy, you know, actually taking my quad for its full range of motion prior to a squat variation, which I find just helps my knee, which I'm getting a bit more with the Prime one. I just don't like how the Prime one drops off so quickly. Like, I don't feel it does any good for my knee, specifically my circumstance. So I know a lot of people will get on with the Prime one and be like, Drew, what the fuck do you mean you don't get on with the Prime one? It's the best one in the game. But yeah, really good leg session. It's a beautiful little evening. As you can see, the sun is glaring in my eyes. I'm gonna soak up that vitamin D. I'm gonna go home, have some chicken. I am sweating like a motherfucker right now, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna go home, have some chicken and rice, miss rush hour traffic as well, which is a fucking win. And yeah, but very good leg day. Again, I'd be lying to you guys if I said I wasn't a little bit sorry about misgrooving it, but I know it's there. And again, I think that's one of those things which, again, if you're consistently getting 3 reps on a weekly basis, yes, strip back the load. But if you know, and you watch the video back, and the sudden drop off in kind of RP, if it goes from like an RP 6 to an RP 10, that is not muscular failure. That is not going to be the case. It is just going to be lack of composure or a misgroove, for example. So
don't stress, okay? It's what I say to a lot of people is, I don't mind if a lot of people undershoot the rep ranges, a lot of my clients, in terms of by 1 rep. It shows me that we're actually fucking giving a bit of bottle to it, which at the end of the day is what we want. We want a bit of an intensity, we want a bit of mechanical tension going through that muscle. Ideally, mechanical tension which is larger than last week's, hashtag progressive overload. But yeah, pretty simple. Right, I'm actually in rush hour now, which I don't know how the fuck I've ended up here. It's only 4:30. I swear nowadays, rush hour is getting earlier. Like, I had it the other day. I think everyone finishes work on Fridays now at like 1. Because I swear to God, rush hour at like 2 o'clock was crazy. It was crazy talk. Right, I'm gonna see you guys at home.
Goes fucking hard, I'm just saying. Got myself some chicken and rice in typical bodybuilder fashion. Gonna quickly try and engulf this down me, because as you can see behind me, maybe not, maybe? No, you can't. It's a lovely evening, and like I said, it was sunny, so it's gonna be a lovely little sunset. So I wanna try and get myself outside for a little walk, see some nice little dopamine. That's what I call real dopamine. That was one of my New Year's resolutions actually this year, was just to try and chase a little bit more real dopamine in that sense. Time with people you love, friends, family, again, real dopamine. Early sunshine when you can, early bedtime, REM sleep, sunsets. Min, you know what I mean? What else could you want more than life? Again, not all days are perfect, I ain't claiming they are, but it's a perfect day when I got some sriracha and chicken and rice. Also, got myself a rice cooker this year. Holy shit. Holy shit. All I'm saying is if you don't have a rice cooker and you complain about rice tasting like shit, this is going to be a game changer on prep. This is the reason why I'm peeled. I want you to go back to this video now. Buying a rice cooker and investing in good rice is the reason why I'm peeled. And I'm going to forward that onto this clip now, and it's going to be like mid-2026 and I'm going to be peeled out of my brain. But yeah, we're going to wolf this down, and then we're going to go on a little walk, get some nice sun rays in whilst it's still running. Production has been stimulated. He says that underneath the fucking downlight. How unoptimal of me. I'm leaving this room. Gonna go to Starbucks. It's open till 11 o'clock, and quite frankly, I'm a little bit autistic, so I like to kind of separate my house. Even though I've got an office in my house, I use that for check-ins in the morning. And then later on in the day, I will always try and either do work down here on my sofa, or get to a little coffee shop. So I want to drive myself to Starbucks, get myself a decaf cappuccino, because man still wants that REM sleep. I really pulled off my caffeine recently, to be fair. I say that, I had a rain this morning, but at least I've pulled off it in the sense of I've always kind of now having my caffeine at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Roughly in the morning instead of like 1 p.m, 2 p.m, which again, some people can handle, which is fine. I just found, for me, it wasn't working bang for buck. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the video there, people. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of full day in my life of a man trying to grow his fucking legs, but also just a pretty honest vlog of a 22-year-old lad who has finished university and is just cracking on with life. If you do enjoy these videos, do drop a like, comment, subscribe, and if you ever want any supplements, some protein powder, creatine, some curcumin, something like that, Full War Sports, code Drew, still with them, still buy off them. Really good company. Again, got all your sort of needs in terms of health, pre-workout, pumps, protein, all that jazz. And yeah, let me know what videos you want to see. Peace.